Oh my gosh. I was just in the future, and there's a crazy virus going on, and wait a minute. And there's a crazy virus going on, and wait a minute. Hey, Dave!
What is it, Orb?
You got a show to put on.
Okay, I'll be right there.
I'm going to hit this time machine again and see if I can get a little farther into the future. Here we go. Here we go.
It's this Just in News Comedy Club show with your very special guest stars, Bob Grundfest, Brian Scott Kilpatrick, Akua Doku, Jason Oxhorn, and your headliner, Bruce Lipsky, with co-host Kristine Knowlton, and co-producer Annalisa Rye. And now, without further ado, the master of ceremonies, the Randy Savage of puppets, please welcome A-Rod! Yay! I'm gonna get in my own time machine. All right, so the time machine. I thought the virus was over. It's replay of 2020, everyone. Thank you for. Oh wait, it's not. It's 2022, isn't it? Oh, wow. We just keep playing this one over and over again. It's like Groundhog Day, except someone forgot to shut off the VCR, right? The DVD player? Someone shut this off already. But you know what? We're going to have lots of fun. This Just in News Comedy Club show is always a virtual show, and we have tons of fun. And we have 5 great comedians tonight, and it's going to be a blast. But I would like to introduce my co-host for tonight. Please give it up for Kristine Knowlton. Yeah, all right.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me here.
Oh, my gosh. Look at you. You're all ready. You got your background on. You got your ears on. Good, buddy. 10-4. Oh, wait, that's the 70s. Oh, what a week it's been. And it's only the second, is it the second week of 2022? Is that what it is? Oh my gosh. Does it feel like it's already like the 4th month of 2022? Anyone?
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised. I should have more paychecks if that's the case. I don't know about you, but I should have a few more paychecks in my pocket. But we got an awesome show, don't you think, Kristine?
Oh yes, I can't wait to see everyone again. It's oh my gosh, let's get this new year going good. Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So let's get our first comedian up to the stage. Please give a big warm welcome to Bob Grundfest, everybody. Woo!
Hey, thank you very much. Hey, my name's Bob. Say hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob. Hi, Bob.
I've been a teacher for 38 years, and in June I'm probably going to retire. And people ask me, what are you going to do to give back to society in retirement? And frankly, I feel that teaching for 38 years, I've already given back to society. So in retirement, I've decided I'm going to start strip mining in the Adirondacks. Either that or, trapping beavers or whale hunting or something like that. I was reading the other day that male ants will carry their queens to nests far away to avoid inbreeding. I know a guy who carried his sister past Tennessee and Kentucky all the way to Maryland for just the same purpose. My bank website the other day said that my password was disabled, which I thought was highly insensitive. My password has feelings, disabled. What if I said your password was slow? I mean, are we still using that word? What's next? Handicaps lock was off.
Oh.
I went to the doctor the other day, and he gave me some painkillers, and I always think it's interesting when a doctor gives me a prescription and tells me to cut the pill in half. I mean, I'm always afraid I won't get the full effect. I mean, I've never take half of Viagra. Who wants half an erection for 2 hours? I once took half a tab of acid, but really, who wants to take half a trip? I was on a flying unicorn in a rainbow field, but then I had to take the bus back. Hey, I try to keep up with the the music from today. And I was listening to a rapper named Offset, and I thought, very nice to name yourself after a printing process. The other rappers on his label are, Lithograph, Mimeograph, Etch-a-Sketch. Etch-a-Sketch has to be careful, if he shakes around too much, he can forget the lyrics. By the way, my rapper name is Paper Jam. My wife's name is Dot Matrix.
Oh,
we just got booked to play the Cardstock Festival. Very excited about that. So, I've worn glasses since I was 6. You might have noticed these, and because they're so thick, most people can't see where I'm looking, so I can outstare anyone. One summer, I made $800 in staring contests. Backpacked through Europe. I didn't get called Four Eyes much because the guys who tried to bully me in school were in remedial math, and they just couldn't get the multiplication. I got a lot of, hey, screw you, Bob. When we were dating, my girlfriend asked me what my favorite position was, and I said 80% stocks, 20% bonds.
No.
But no, I mean, as I get older, I'm starting to favor more bonds. Sorry. But that was, Mrs. Bob and I have been married 31 years as of June. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's a long time, you've been married a long time when you want to get your wife one of those Valentine cards that you print at home. And there's one with this giant red heart and a big rainbow over a sunset. And then you think, do I really want to use that much ink? But my family does have great marriage longevity. I mean, my parents have been married for 66 years.
Whoa.
Their marriage is eligible for Medicare. and their anniversary is on Christmas Day because the rabbi was available. But my parents are 91 and 88. And I hope Mrs. Bob and I can make it to that age because it sounds really exciting, right? 91, 88. Sounds like the score of a great college basketball game. But people ask me what my secret is, and I don't really know that there's a big secret, but there are things that you certainly want to pay attention to. So I would say, stay hydrated. But Mrs. Bob and I do have our signals for when we want to tell each other that we're in the mood for, conjugal activities. Saying I want to have conjugal activities now being the most direct and effective. But we also have those signals that say, no, I'm not really in the mood right now. So if Mrs. Bob is watching Love It or Listed on HGTV, there will be no conjugal activities. Or if she's applied chapstick in my presence, same. Or if she's wearing one of those one-piece pajama, nightgown, female condom type outfits, it's going to be a cold night for Bob. But I have a signal too. I mean, my main signal for not wanting to engage in conjugal activities is I'm not home. I'm not home. There will be no conjugal activities. Thank you very much. My name's Bob. Take care.
All right, let's get it up for Bob Grundfest, everybody. And Bob, where can we find you on social media?
Oh, I made it easy for everybody. It's Bob Grundfest on Facebook and Bob Grundfest on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And Bob Grundfest on Twitter, I believe.
Oh, wow. You're all over the place.
Yeah.
And you got any other shows coming up?
I have some live things that I'm tentatively trying to do here in central New Jersey. So things over at Willie's in Reddington. Mm-hmm. So that'll be next Thursday.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to that. So I hope everybody is ready to go out. I hope, at some point we can all do that. But in the meantime, thank you very much. This is always great. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Bob, so much. And, you know, he keeps talking about Mrs. Bob. I just wondered, Bob, did you take her first name? Was her name Bob?
She gets the capital B first.
Oh, and you get the small B?
It's
Yeah.
the way it works.
Yeah, you know, I made a mistake about buying my wife a nightgown once, and it's a Little House on the Prairie nightgown. That's a strong signal that she does not want anything to do with me.
That's
Not
right.
even on a cold day in the Midwest Plains. Oh, so we're
Time to harvest some wheat.
Yeah, harvest some wheat. Yeah, yep. She looks at me and says, just go out there and milk the cows. I have no cows. All right. Yeah, it's rough in my house. Anyway.
Anyway, on that note, though, Bob, if you want to be creative, you got to get your woman some of those pajamas with the flap in the back. That's all I have to say.
Whoa. That will work. That will work. All right, let's get to our next comedian. It looks like he's holding up in his car right now, ready to do a set. Hopefully he doesn't have to back up into traffic or something. So please welcome to the stage, Ryan Scott Kilpatrick, everyone. Woo!
Yeah. Thank you. You guys all hear me? We're good?
Yes.
I wanted you guys to be witnesses while I'm in the car, just because I get pulled over by the police. I got witnesses of what goes on. So that's the reason that I'm here, just for my own protection. Even though my name is Ryan Scott Kilpatrick, my mom was brilliant when she named me. I never understood the brilliance until later on in life. It looks great on a resume. Ryan Scott Kilpatrick, yeah, come on in for the job. But then you show up and they're like, hey, Daquan, we're not ready for you. No, Jim. No. They're looking for some redheaded, freckle-faced kid named Ryan Scott Kilpatrick. No, Jim, that's me. We got an HR issue. So that's worked out. That worked wonders for myself. So thank you, Mom, for calling me Ryan Scott Kilpatrick. Wanted to get to know you guys a little bit. How do we feel about justice for Breonna Taylor?
Woo! Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's important. We can't let that name die. Equally important, ladies and gentlemen, how do we feel about justice for Rick Moranis? So you guys don't know the Rick Moranis story. Okay, well, let me remind everyone. Rick Moranis, who we all know from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Honey, I Blew Up the Kids. I can put on a Spaceball movie right now and everyone would know the line. Rick Moranis got sucker punched on the Upper West Side of New York.
Oh,
It's a true story. And at first I thought it was hilarious. Rick Moranis got sucker punched. But then I got to thinking, Rick Moranis left Hollywood so he could raise his kids because he had an ailing wife. So then I said to myself, fuck that. Justice Rick Moranis. And Rick Moranis said, if anyone knows anything that's happened to me, contact local law enforcement. So I stormed Mayor de Blasio's office, a lot less aggressive like the people who stormed the Capitol on January 6th. Nobody died, nobody got shot. I stormed his office and I said, what's going on with justice for Rick Moranis? And he had the audacity to look at me and say, honey, I shrunk the police force. Isn't that what defund the police is all about? No, you idiot. We just want cops to stop shooting at us when we're unarmed in our back. We need justice for Rick Moranis. And it's an interesting story because he was a good Hollywood dad, and it gets me to thinking. My dad died recently. And he drank himself into a pulp where he tore his bowel and he couldn't take a poop for 5 days.
Whoa.
And so when I'm looking at my dad as he's lying there, I'm like, thanks, Dad, for proving Mom right. We knew you were full of shit. And that joke, my family hates that joke, and it probably it's because I'm a comic and I told it at the funeral. But comedy, I was in a really dark place. I wasn't depressed or anything. I was in Alaska the wrong 6 months out of the year. Someone should have told me that the sun didn't rise for 6 months. But comedy really, really saved my life. And I realized, speaking of Rick Moranis, I realized it's always good to look like a celebrity until it's not. As I was growing up, everyone thought I looked like Steve Urkel. Hated that. I know you guys are laughing. I got the glasses on. I got the beard now, but I always got Steve Urkel. But I always thought it was cool when it was Stepan Urkel. But I got to thinking about something. It's probably cool to look like Kevin Spacey until it's not. There's a guy in South Philly who does Bill Cosby impersonation. That's all he did. Let's just say that man's out of work. I just realized this as I was going to do a show in New York, and the host looked like Harvey Weinstein. And I was like, this is weird. So now I'm backstage, and there's a couch back there. And I'm like, is this a casting couch? It's like, hey, what's going on here? And there was a handful of comics performing that night. So, you know, I jerked them off, and I got bumped up in the lineup. What can I say? Yes. But here's the thing. If you look like Harvey Weinstein, everyone in Hollywood is getting shit done to their face. If you look like Harvey Weinstein, totally acceptable to go out there, get a facelift, get some Botox, whatever the case may be. Meanwhile, you got Khloe Kardashian getting so many nose jobs, she's looking like Artie Lang. She's throwing it out there. So here's the thing. It is super awesome to be Black in America these days. Now, hear me out. A lot of people think that I'm being facetious because obviously it's a challenge of being Black in America. But here's the thing. All these companies today are being super woke, which is interesting because they voted for someone who's super sleepy. But there's one company in particular that, I mean, these companies have these diversity, inclusion, and equity departments. They're looking out, trying to critical race theory. One company's not doing it right. State Farm. I see you, State Farm. You're messing up, State Farm. How is it that you're going to take a perfectly white, capable Jake with perfectly creased khakis and then inexplicably drop a Black Jake in there with the same name, no explanation, same khakis, same script? That's not how reparations works. Do better, State Farm. If you really want to be inclusive, change that man's name. Call that man Tyrone from State Farm. Call that man Tyrone from State Farm. Hell, JJ from Good Times is available. I saw him selling Medicare the other day. JJ from State Farm has a nice ring to it. And you know, change his clothes. You know, put him in some FUBU and put a grill in his mouth. And that, my friends, is how we're going to come together as a country. You guys have been fantastic. My name is DJ Lowell. That is my time. You guys can find me at KCGENT37. You can check out my podcast at Between Two Terms. I got a comedy album coming out in a couple of months. It's called I'm Just Here to Get Canceled. And I thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. You guys have been fantastic.
Oh, let's give it up for Ryan Scott Kilpatrick, also known as man that's getting pulled over by the cops right now. Watch out. They have...
I'm on a comedy show right now. What are you doing?
Yeah. Does he want to watch? I'm just asking. No, I don't know. But thank you so much, Ryan. You're doing this from the car.
This is not a gun. This is my cell phone. This is my cell phone. It's not a gun.
See, comedy, not gun. Comedy. Yeah, got any other upcoming shows coming up there, Ryan?
So I produce in-person shows in Delaware County where everyone believes that RomanCon isn't a real thing, and I'm just the show must go on. So I'm producing an all-female show March 12th, February 12th at the Craft Beer Store, which I just hosted an open mic right now. Host open mic there every Saturday from 4 to 6. And then we're shooting my comedy album March 25th. We were going to do a Ryan show, but that got canceled because of COVID and because of the Eagles game. But we stay busy. But we always post where we're going to be at online. And hopefully I'll be at the dark side of the Zoom mic again soon.
Sweet. We love having that. That's a cool show. Thank you so much, Ryan. Oh, my gosh. He was doing that right from his car. Comedy from your car. You know, we thought it was just going to be Jerry Seinfeld doing, you know. But now Zoom has just killed Jerry Seinfeld's show all to death because comedians are doing their comedy from the cars all the time. In fact, I'm in the car right now and I should have held onto the steering wheel. Wow. Oh, are you okay, honey? Oh, where is she? Oh, never mind. I am actually in studio. Oh. Oh my gosh. What do you think, Kristine?
Oh, that was so much fun. Oh my gosh. I'm up there with him. I lost my dad last year as well. And I do have a shitty joke to share. I asked him when I was younger, Dad, why are my eyes brown? He's like, because you're full of shit. It works both ways. It works. Now they're hazel, so we're good. Now we're
Yeah,
I'm running out of toner. I'm running out.
My eyes are green, so I'm not full of that kind of shit. Apparently, it's just, I don't know. But anyways, let's get to our next comedian, shall we? She is very funny. Please welcome to the stage, Akua Doku, everybody.
Thank you. My name is Akua Doku. I know it's a difficult name to pronounce, so I'm thinking about using an easier name. And my top choice is Oprah Winfrey. Yeah. Our parents are from West Africa, Ghana, actually, but I was born here in the United States. So I actually like to think of myself as Ghanaian by blood, American by birth, and crazy bitch by night. It works. It does. I usually, before the vaccine came out, I did hesitate about getting it. I was a little worried, but then I realized I want a pig's feet that was marinated in goat's milk for 7 days and survived. So I figured, how bad could the jabby be? You know? Right? But besides, my family's from Ghana. So every time I go to Ghana, I gotta get vaccinated for something, whether it's yellow fever, tetanus, Fox News, I gotta do it. But ladies, I found this great place where you can find like the cutest guys who would stick behind you no matter what. And that place is the cemetery. Yes, it is. It's the popping place. And you must know about that old saying about dating a man from a cemetery, right? Once you meet a man there, he's not going nowhere. Not at all. I like the ones in the mausoleum because they had enough money to get a room. I feel like that's more expensive. Yeah, I like that. I like getting attention from guys. I was like walking down the street and some guy catcalled me and I was like, oh my God, this could be my chance to use my pepper spray. I was excited. It really was. But sometimes I worry about guys because they're always coming up to strange girls trying to meet them. And I'm like, aren't you guys worried about meeting a girl who's a serial killer? Because men are always like, women are crazy, but you never think we're crazy enough to kill you. I'm like, what? I don't understand. Because there's some serial killers out there who are women, like Annie Wilkes, Carrie, Bride of Chucky. And yet, you never worry. But I get it. I'm not that picky too when it comes to dating. Like, you know, if I meet a guy who whistles at me from a food truck, I might give him a chance and avoid stranger danger rules, unless that food truck is vegan. I'm not going down for some carrots and beets. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. But if he's whistling at me from a food truck that's serving chicken burritos and guacamole and chips, what? Well, I'll die for it. I will. I mean, come on now. You can't go wrong with chicken burritos, okay? And guac and chips. So I'm like, I can do it. But with lately I've been staying with my mom for the last several months and we get into these arguments, right? And our last argument was about Biden. So she suspected that Biden will run in 2024. And my mom was like, oh my God, that's great. Because he cares about the citizens and he wants to give them money. And who else is going to beat Trump? And I'm like, Mom, this is a bad idea. Dude, Biden is going to be 82 years old in 2024 and Trump is going to be 78. And look, I am all for people manifesting their desires at any age, but that is going to look less like the race to the White House and more like a stroll through the boomers' playground. It is not going to be right. It's not, And I'm like, come on, Democrats. You don't got anyone super young who can go up against Trump. You don't got no 65-year-olds who want to be president. Come on now. What? And then I was thinking, the youngest age you can be to run for president is 35 years old, which tells me right now, if she wanted to, Lady Gaga could run for president. I am all for it, people. I am all for it. Woo! Don't think about it. The fashion is going to be great. She's going to come out with that meat dress she wore in 2010 at the MTV Video Music Awards to appeal to the Republican vote. because we all know how Republicans like to eat beef and start it too. So I'm just saying that's gonna work. And then she got the Democratic vote locked down because she did that collab with Beyonce about telephones. So she don't have to worry about that. Then she got the LGBTQIA in her back pocket because they always pick the most fashionable. So we got this locked down, people. We got it locked down. I'm ready for this. Lady Gaga 2024, vote. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Woo! All right. How about anyone Christmases? Have your Christmas been great?
Yeah.
Okay, just me? Oh, good. Yeah, great. I had a good Christmas too. I didn't have to buy anybody any presents, so it made it amazing. Yeah, that's why it was good. Besides, in my family, we don't give gifts. We give advice. So that's pretty much what it is. And some of my favorite advice has been, if you want to make money, marry Jeff Bezos. I mean, it's true, right? I mean, it's a long shot, but I would make money that way. Another one is never post photos of your bottom of your feet on the internet. That's nasty. Unless you get paid for it. Unless you get paid for it, then that's fine. That's fine. And my personal favorite is go back to Africa. That is not hateful. My mom just thinks if I go back to Africa, it'll be easier for me to find a man, which is not necessarily wrong because marrying me will come with a green card and a free flight to America and maybe a divorce 2 years later for him to find his true love in America. So I feel like maybe she's right. Maybe she's right. But yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it. Like for me, I love to travel. I absolutely love to travel. And I had a friend convince me to go to Spain to work on organic farms. And I'm like, that's cool. You know, I'll do that. No big deal. But then I started thinking, dude, she's asking me, a Black woman, to go across the Atlantic Ocean to work on a farm for Europeans for free. And I was like, the last time Black folks did that, they did not leave for 400 years. So like, I get it. I get we need new experiences, but it doesn't have to be similar to a slave one. That's all I'm saying. I am Akua Doku. Thank you very much.
All right, let's give it up for Akua Doku, everybody. Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Oprah Winfrey.
Thank you, Ryan. Take my real name.
Where can we find you on social media?
I'm on Labs for Akua, Labs #4 Akua on everything, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. And my next show is going to be February 6th. I'm in the finals for the U.S. comedy competition. So I will be doing that.
Sweet. That's awesome. That's great to hear that. So where's that going to be? Is that going to be virtual? Or is that actually in person?
That's going to be virtual because he's running a virtual one and an in-person one. So I'm going to do the virtual one.
Awesome. Sweet.
So don't forget, when you're there, say, and you can laugh, and you can laugh, and you can laugh.
Yes, play up the Oprah side. Play up the Oprah side.
Yes.
You know, she does remind me, I have some crazy exes. In fact, I had one ex. She decided after I broke up with her the second time, she was going to send a motorcycle gang after me. They didn't show up, thank goodness, but I was scared poopless, to say the least. I was like, great, what am I going to do with this now? I'm like, I mean, I need to be strung up by her crazy friends. Yes, that's not going to be fun. Oh
man, I want to add to that. It's like I did date someone from the cemetery before, and let me just say, I had to let him go because he kept sending messages to other women through the Ouija board. Mm-hmm. Even when they're dead, they still manage to figure out how to do it.
Oh. Reaching beyond the grave. So he wasn't a lucky stiff. Okay.
He was definitely stiff, but not a lucky one.
All right. So coming up to the stage, I think his mic is still muted. I'm just letting him know right now his mic is muted. I just wanted to make sure before I say, oh, there he is. Please welcome to the stage, Jason Oxhorn, everybody. Woo!
Yeah, all right. So if you guys actually listen to the sound of my voice, that's exactly the voice that people that are hiring expect when they see Ryan's name. So and then when we show up, they just assume that our name is Akua Doku. That is everybody's Akua. Yeah, so I live in New Jersey. I don't live in the New Jersey that most people think of. Like, I don't live in the rich Tony Soprano neighborhood that some people are used to, or the oil refineries or factories. I live where Tony Soprano would dump his dead bodies in the woods. Yeah. We had to have a public service announcement to not eat squirrels. That's I don't know why you need that. I don't know if you guys know, but New Jersey is just not a good state in general. It's one of the states that you can actually legally marry your second cousin. Yeah, so, for the town that I live in, we all know what direction we voted for between taking your cousin out for a nice squirrel dinner and well, this is a clean show, so we'll move on to the next joke. I was thinking though, how would you prepare your squirrel? Not that I would ever eat one. I haven't. I'm not saying I haven't been offered, but I didn't. The black side kicked in and said no. I know you're half white, but we're not gonna go to that part of the white half. I was thinking, how would you handle that? And like some of my favorite shows are cooking shows, and I was thinking, how would Gordon Ramsay handle this? So first, what we're gonna do is we're gonna blanch the squirrel with a Sauvignon Blanc, and then we're gonna take the squirrel meat and we're gonna roll it around in some panko breadcrumbs, and then we're gonna deep fat fry it, get a nice little crust on it, and then we're gonna make a peanut butter malaise with some crushed peanuts and drizzle it over the squirrel meat, and then take the final garnishes and add. I said cilantro, you idiot, not tarragon, cilantro, you moron, get out of my kitchen. I want to ask Ryan, how woke is too much woke? I was outside my house smoking a cigarette the other day. This is a true story. Outside smoking a cigarette on my deck. It was nighttime, and this couple comes walking down the street, and they stop in front of my neighbor's house, which is adjacent to my house where I was standing, and the people were like, "He's too black," or at least that's what I heard in my head. So now I got this whole thing going off in my head. They turn around and walk the opposite direction, and I had to catch myself for a second. I said, "Jason, are we being too woke?" And I realized what they really said was, "Let's turn back." That is when man. So I grew up in this area, black and Jewish. That was always fun. Yeah, I had a very, very bright bunch, very innovative bunch. They were like, you're black and you're Jewish. Let me put this together here. Black and Jewish. You know what? I'm going to call you Blue, the Black Jew. It's not even anything that sounds racist at all. I'm totally cool with it. Yeah. But my friends, they didn't know how to introduce me either. They kind of treated me like an infomercial. Like, hey, look at Jason. He's the wonderful. He's the amazing Negro Jew.
Oh.
He paid for his bagels with EBT cards. Marvel and Sammy Davis Jr. collection.
Oh. Oh.
And his BMW that's 25 years old and 15 different colors.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I paid AI Ron to laugh at all the jokes that don't land, in case you were wondering.
Well, what do you know?
Just to make the room feel like it's full. Bruce approves. He's like, can I hire him for live shows? Can I hire from live shows? Yes, yeah. Aaron will do live shows, just a little bit extra.
Why not?
Oh, you know what I was thinking about before? Ryan was talking about having like, who was it? Flavor Flav or somebody for State Farm. Oh, JJ. You couldn't have JJ. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you why, Ryan. He's too black. Because even Jake from State Farm, the black one, was a little bit white. JJ's too black. You know he is. You can't have him on TV going, yo, I got some good insurance quotes. Dynamite. No, that's like having MC Hammer. You can't have MC Hammer on there either. That's those are rent checks, by the way. They eat the biggie bag from Wendy's, you know, because that's what's for dinner for them. You gotta have somebody like Michael Ealy go on State Farm. You know, you gotta have the guy that plays Finn on Star Wars be the guy that works at State Farm.
Oh.
Can't have people that are too animated. White people don't like sudden movements from black people. You know? Sit in the fence in the car when we get pulled over. You know the position, brother. You did it 10 minutes ago. You saw how we point too. It's like, officer, that was him. That wasn't me. I didn't say that. I did not say that. I did not say that. Oh man, I love my family though. I do. Like I said, I come from a black and Jewish family, and the black part is Southern. You know, like my grandmother. I love my grandmother, but she was terrible with names. Absolutely terrible. I think she had a love affair with the painter in her building because that was the only name she ever remembered. Everybody was Sammy. I was Sammy. My dad was Sammy. New people she just met, heard their name 10 seconds ago. They were Sammy. And if she wasn't doing that, my very first best friend, Basil or Basil. Yeah. To her was Bagel. Yeah, that was her. That was his name. Was Bagel. Or Sammy, if you couldn't remember Bagel.
No.
My first girlfriend, beautiful African Nubian name, Akua. Beautiful name. And you know what it was? It was Imani. It was Imani. Beautiful name, right? How could my grandmother mess this up? By calling her Emmanuel. No, that was not even close to a girl's name, Grandma. She couldn't get any names right. You know, like there was a restaurant. It was called La Cocina. Yeah. To her, it was La Cochina. If you know Spanish, if you know anything about Spanish, you're not going to want to eat at restaurants if you know the definition. Oh, man. I do love watching TV. I was talking about that before, and I'll end up on this. I love the infomercials, you know, like hip-hop ads. Guy Sean T. Anybody seen this infomercial late at night? Well, his method was to tilt, tuck, and tighten. I don't know about y'all, but as a black man seen at this 2 o'clock in the morning, the last thing I want is another black man to ask me to tilt, tuck, and tighten. And if you're not laughing, that's a jail reference. My name is Jason Oxford. That's my time.
Oh, let's give it up for Jason Oxford. Oh, and Jason, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me at Jason Oxhorn. That's OXHORN on Facebook and Instagram. Or you can follow me at 2 Joke Minimum or visit tjmcomedy.com.
Sweet. Do you got any shows coming up?
I do have a show next Wednesday. Forget the details right now. But if you follow our Comic Connection page on Facebook, you will know exactly where and when to find out information, or visit tjmcomedy.com.
Sweet. Thank you so much, Jason. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. Yes, I do laugh a lot. I mean, you know, I go to open mics where this sound, all you hear is the sound of the dartboard going do-do-do-do. And then everybody looks around and goes, laughs at the dartboard more than the comedians. So I do try to give you some laughs, because I've been at those open mics where the dartboard or the glass being dropped gets more laughs. I don't understand it. But, oh my gosh. I never thought a Jake from State Farm would get so roasted on a comedy show. And he's not even, in fact, you know what? We have surprise guests. Jake from State Farm's here. Come on in. Oh, wait. Whoa. Whoa, and I got the black one, not the white one. Hold on a second. Oh.
That was awesome. I just want to add on. It's like I also have selective hearing, so I don't know if you know. Like it used to be the Family Channel, now it's the Free Form Channel, but I only hear free porn. I'm like, why did I mean, I guess that's how you get a family, but you know.
Jeez, you got a different channel than I've got. I'm pretty sure I don't have that channel. Oh my gosh. My wife says, "Is there porn on your computer?" I said, "Honey, I would not look at porn on my computer. I would just dump it off my phone anyway. You can't find any of the porn if you wanted to look for it." Oh, so you know what? This hour's been flying by, but we're not done yet. We have an amazing comedian coming up all the way from New York City. Yes, I'm doing the old Pace commercial. Please welcome to the stage, Bruce Lipsky, everybody. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much. This has been fabulous. Thank you. I got a call from my 87-year-old dad the other day. He said, "Bruce, guess what? They just opened up a new comedy club in my neighborhood." I said, "That's fantastic, Dad. What's it called?" He said, "Stand Up MRI." I said, "Dad, did you check it out?" And he said, "Yeah, they wouldn't let me in. I didn't have a prescription." But I did call them up, and they said the good news is there's no cover charge, but there's a 2 copay minimum per person.
Oh.
I'm really worried about my dad, because I actually got a disturbing call from my father's doctor the other day. He says, "Bruce, I got a lot of concerns about your dad. He just showed up to my office carrying a small chair." I said, "You asked him what that's all about?" He said that was his stool sample.
Oh.
I said it kind of makes sense, because lately he's been complaining that his stools have been very hard lately.
Oh.
But I said, I heard my dad, the doctor said, you got to get your dad to the hospital. So we're in the hospital, and walking down the hall, and I put my arm around my dad, and I said, "Don't worry, Dad, I got your back." And he looks at me, and he says, "I hope you don't get my prostate." And as we're walking down the hall, this technician is wheeling this machine with all these tubes and hoses. My father stops him and says, "Mister, you're not going to hook me up to that machine today, are you?" The guy says, "I hope not for your sake. It's a carpet cleaner." But, after the hospital, I figured I'd take my parents out to their favorite restaurant called Friendly's, which is kind of a misnomer, because there's never anything friendly about my parents when they go out to eat. They're lukewarm at best. They don't go out to eat, they go out to complain. So we're sitting down, my mother calls over the manager. She says, "Mister, it's bad enough my eggs are runny and my toast is burnt. But how come you don't serve coffee in those nice brown Friendly mugs anymore?" The manager said, lady, we stopped because people kept on stealing them. She goes, oh my, what a travesty. Only needed one more to complete my set. Now I have a mother with a mugshot for being a mug thief.
Oh.
And it's so hard for my parents. I really like to treat them well. It was their anniversary, so I figured I'd take them to a very fancy restaurant. So we sit down and nothing changes. My mother starts to complain. She said, Bruce, this is the worst soup I've ever had. It's cold and it's tasteless. I said, Ma, that's the finger bowl.
Oh.
And when she got her food, she started eating it. She slammed down her fork and said, this is the worst Greek salad I ever had. I said, Ma, we're in a Chinese restaurant. And I'm really worried about turning into my parents. But my father was a philosopher. And he always told me, Bruce, you got to always put your best foot forward. Who knew at 65 my best foot would have me out?
No.
And I'm having a milestone birthday coming up. January 28th, I'm turning 66. Unbelievable.
Woo!
Whoa. When I looked in the mirror the other day, I looked like a rusted old 56 Buick. This body is shot, totally out of alignment. My rear end is making funny sounds. My hoses are leaking. And my ball joints have all dried out. I said, oh, I better get Mako. Mako says, oh, no, you better get Medicare. I remember back in the day, if I had a leak in my house, I'd call my plumber. Now I call my urologist.
No.
And he's $50 cheaper. Back in the day, I used to go to Studio 54. I'd get on that dance floor and go bust a move. Now I'm afraid to take my wife dancing. I might bust a hip. My wife said to me the other day, Bruce, let's get down tonight. I don't mind getting down, but how the hell am I going to get up? Back in the day, I used to consider myself being hip. Now I'm considering a hip replacement.
Oh.
And I'm starting to forget things. I swear my foam mattress has a better memory than I do.
Oh.
And I used to be a world traveler, travel all over the world. Now at my age, I only travel incontinent. But no, as you get older, you got to stay in shape. You really do. So I started an exercise program, but I only exercise late at night, between hours of 3 and 5 in the morning. I'm running sprints from the bedroom to the bathroom. My wife calls it my fleet of pee. The good news is I got my time down under 6 seconds. Unfortunately, I only can hold my pee for 4.2.
Oh.
Not easy being me, I'm telling you. Look at my face. Look at these crow's feet. You ever see people with crow's feet with bunions on them? But, I said my wife, I have a lovely wife. She's into fitness also. She takes goat yoga. And she finds it very therapeutic and relaxing, especially when the goat jumps on the back and licks her ears. I said, wait a second, honey, when I tried that last week, you slapped me and threw me out of the bedroom. And now you'll pay a goat to do it? She said, well, he has better technique and fresher breath.
Oh.
And we just celebrated a milestone wedding anniversary. 30 years of wedded bliss.
Woo!
No, wedded blisters. Because all these years she's been rubbing me the wrong way, and I got the calluses to prove it. Before I met my wife, I used to have lots of dates. Now, nothing but prunes. But before I met my wife, I did date a very famous TV weather person. Kristine, it wasn't Al Roker, okay? I'll tell you that. But the first time I got into it, it's like a bad winter forecast. She's predicting 10 to 12. All she got was 2 to 4. There was she angry. Now I know why they named hurricanes after women. Well, when I first met my wife, our love was infectious. It was infectious. I'm happy to say after 30 years, nothing has changed. I still find ways to make her sick. And research says, you may not have heard this, research says, as you get older, your skin gets thinner, which is kind of weird because after 30-something years of marriage, I've developed a much thicker skin. And recently, my wife had to go for some surgery. This is serious stuff. And prior to the surgery, all these tests had to be done. In 1 week, she had a CAT scan and a PET scan. I said, "What's that? Check for fleas?" I said, "While you're at it, doctor, the way she's been behaving lately, why don't you check her for distemper?"
Oh,
You know what she said to the doctor? "While you're at it, why don't you check him for my foot and his mouth disease?" But she's an excellent cook, my wife. We just had a party and she served finger food. I said, "This is delicious, honey, but next time you got to shave the knuckles."
oh.
I got really angry and she gave me the finger. She said, "Bruce, you think I'm running a 5-star restaurant in this house?" I said, "Apparently you are, because every time you cook, I have reservations." And she brought home a box of Uncle Ben's converted rice. You ever seen Uncle Ben's converted rice? I asked a simple question. How do they convert the rice? By bringing it to a moil? She said, "No, by bringing it to a boil."
Oh.
And the other day she said to me, "Bruce, every time I talk to you, you don't seem to be paying attention. Do you have a loss of hearing?" I said, "Honey, after all these years, I have loss of listening." But she's a fantastic lady. Trouble is with her, her spending habits are out of control. She's got hooked onto Amazon. We get so many packages, they just rezone my front porch as a loading dock. I got the boxes stacked up to the roof. I'm afraid to pull a box out. They may all fall down. It's like that game of Jenga for giants. I'm going from the front porch to the back, up and down. I feel like a personal delivery monkey. She calls me her Amazon primate.
Oh.
And it was my birthday recently. She said, "Bruce, my birthday's coming up." She said, "Bruce, what would you like?" I said, "How about a forklift? Maybe a weight belt in a bigger house." We have the only house in the block that has its own zip code. We have valet parking for the FedEx guys.
Oh.
What really disturbed me the other day, I saw my wife painting in big letters on the driveway, "Reserved for UPS." I said, "What's going on over here?" Now I'm thinking, is she having an affair with the UPS guy? Because every time he comes over, she's always bragging about how big his package is.
Oh.
And now she's insisting only on backdoor delivery.
Oh.
Oh.
I know what Brown's doing for her. What's he doing for me? And now she's into fantasy role play. Oh my gosh. He handed me a box. It had brown shorts, construction boots, and a clipboard. Anytime I want to have sex, now I got to sign for it. This is making my family life miserable. Only smiles in my house now, the ones on the cardboard boxes.
Oh.
But we do have a lovely relationship. Thank you. We do have a lovely relationship. We love doing things together. Broadway shows, nice dinners, the UPS guy. And we just got a dog. We had a cat for 37 years. 37 years, a cat. How's that possible? So she wanted to design a dog. Spent $6,000 on this dog. Carries it around like a Gucci handbag. Except the Gucci handbag only costs $3,000. And it doesn't need to be walked 6 times a day. She's dressed this dog up in silk collar, a gold collar and silk pajamas. And she's named him Fabio. I don't call him Fabio. I call him Houdini, because with 2 wags in his tail, he's made my sex life completely disappear. Now sex is just a grand illusion without the handcuffs.
Oh.
How hard it is to perform? How hard it is to perform when there's 4 legs, a panting wet tongue, and the smell of bad breath in your bed? And a dog? Thank you very much. My name is Bruce Lipsky. This has been a fabulous show. Thank you.
Let's give it up for Bruce Lipsky, everybody. Oh my gosh, such an amazing comedian. Oh my gosh. Let's looks like we got a little tech issue. There we go. Hey, there we go. Hey, Bruce. Hey,
Thank
Bruce,
you.
where can we find you on social media?
Okay, on Facebook, Bruce Lipsky Comedy. Same thing with Twitter and Instagram. And my website is brucecomedy.com.
brucecomedy.com. And you got any shows coming up?
Yeah, tomorrow I have No Line to Cross, Zoom show. On Wednesday, I'm fortunate to be the feature act on Gladys Simon show. That's Wednesday. The following Saturday is Phil Page. I'm on his show.
Sweet.
And then I have a live show coming up on the 25th in a restaurant in Jersey. I've held off on some of the live shows lately for obvious reasons, but hopefully I can get back. And I'd love to share the stage with Jason and Bob soon, and anybody else who's in the New York, New Jersey area. That'd be fantastic.
That sounds like fun. I'm all the way in Michigan, so that's you're gonna have to wait for me to come to New York or that way. So
Right.
I'll have to hire protection. But thank you so much, Bruce. That was awesome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate everything, really.
Oh my gosh. Wow, Kristine, what a show that was, wasn't it?
That was amazing. Oh my gosh, Bruce, that was just so funny. All I could picture is, how would a rice moil go? I mean, how do the circumcisions work? Is that just for long grain rice or?
It's under a microscope. It's under a microscope. Yeah, electron microscope. Yeah. Okay, we got it. Oh, we took out too much. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's hilarious.
Just boil it. Just boil it.
Just boil it. But that was the show for tonight, guys. Let's give a big round of applause for all the comedians on tonight. Bob Grundfest, Ryan, Scott, Kilpatrick, Akua Doku, Jason Oxhorn, and again, Bruce Lipsky. Oh my gosh. And I want to give big thanks to my co-host, Kristine Knowlton, and Annalisa Wright, my co-producer. She was so awesome tonight. You guys are fun. And what a way to start 2022. Hopefully it gets better from here, right? But we're still going to be doing this show. So the next show is going to be on the 29th. It's going to be an early show because if I don't do it early, I'm going to ruin a surprise birthday party. And no, it's not mine. My birthday is February 9th. So I'm just throwing that out. If you guys want to get me gifts, February 9th, just remember that. Okay. But that's the show for tonight, guys. So for me, Annalisa, and all the comedians, this has been an Oddly Funny production. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This has been an Oddly Funny production.